Man, whoa, now that's your boy the Toothless Wonder back with another video. And I elected to do this sooner rather than later just to get it out the way. But this one gonna be on, I'm gonna be just completely, blatantly honest and transparent, right? Because there ain't no future in front. And ain't no, ain't no sense in perpetrating no fraud. You know what I'm saying? And I realized early on in my path to sobriety, I felt the need to be totally honest, like discarding of ego. Like actually how egotistical I'm gonna be or how entitled I'm gonna be. And off and on for a 7 year period, I can't stay out of somebody's substance abuse treatment center. You know what I'm saying? So I had to tell myself harsh truths. And not just tell myself these things, but then actively on a daily basis, as I said, do something about it and address it, right? And now, and now I know why people like say in the like more so I guess in NA, I don't do neither one of them. Why they more so like they might talk about it, but you don't see the behavior in it because that type of as they call shadow work, you don't get no credit for it, other than you see the benefit. That's why one of the reasons why I no longer have any desire or need rather for social validation. Because as I've grown and evolved, why would I need the validation of people who haven't put the work in I put in? Regardless they got more money or material items I got. In reality, and that's why I don't really do the whole treatment world thing. And I had to kind of find my own answer. You know how they say like all the answers are in you or the power you need to do whatever's in you. Um, because what is somebody and this ain't no ego, I'm just going by experience. What is somebody gonna tell me that I already don't know, already don't apply? You know what I'm saying? And then for the type of brother I am and for the goal dreams, it's not mainstream. Like it's not like, oh, I wanna, go work for a corporate company or like I'm trying to do some stuff that typically isn't done. So how much insight and wisdom on you gonna give me on something that ain't nobody really ever did before? Now folks have done it. Folks are doing it now. I'm just talking about like within the confines of my social interactions or that on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. So I've been struggling. And I talk about it in videos, and I probably mention at least once, and I pray about it every day. And I don't want to use the Most High's grace, you know what I'm saying, take it for granted. But the hardest battle I fight is smoking cigarettes. Like I started smoking when I was like 16. When me and a partner of mine was out drinking, you know what I'm saying, just funny. I was the last one to start shucking and jiving as far as like partying and all that. So he smoked cigarettes. So I said, man, let me get one of them Jones. Now, when I don't know if you like with me, when you drink, you smoke more. They said do something to your oxygen or something. But that joint was good to me. That's how I know I got like an addictive personality. So after I smoked that joint, I got another one from it. Next day I had a pack. And the only time I'll stop when I get locked up. Oddly enough, when I get locked up, I don't have no craving for no cigarette. I don't want no cigarette. Until they pop the gate and I'm back out in society. Why is that? I think, honestly, now I'm not the paranoid type or anything along those lines. But I believe from a spiritual aspect, this culture, I always got to be on point. You see what I'm saying? Or I always have to analyze, perceive, not even if I'm consciously doing it, like subconscious. Like I might like say you walk into a room, like you just take note of like where the exits are, what the temperature is, the proximity of people to you. That's just all downloaded in your background app. You know what I'm saying? But you're not consciously think about it. You think about doing whatever it is you came in there to do. And I think because of that and this and I was telling my mother this great mantle of pressure I put on myself to lead my family forward. Because typically the black sheep do that, doing things. Not saying ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody got their own path, plan, whatever. But to push the family forward, I knew that when I was younger. That falls on me, and I know what I want to do. But how do I get to it is a mystery. So I think I do it just to relax or, breaking the monotony. I was actually thinking that like if I were in another culture, I might not feel the need to smoke, or I might not feel the need to relax. I can't relax here. Not that I'm high strung or anything like that, because we're on the precipice of probably the most transitional period in human history. How I'm not going to think about that? How I'm not going to try to plan, prepare, strategize for that every day? You see what I'm saying? And I fasted. I like, I've quit, like overnight. But then I'll just go soon as what I'm saying, I'm out. Like I can quit now that I got cigarettes. But it's like yesterday, I planned on quitting. I'm going through the suffering of the flesh. But as soon as I got low, I ran over Delaware where they cheaper at and bought another 4 or 5 packs. You know what I'm saying? And health wise, financial wise, it's of no benefit. So why can't I cast it off, or at least go through the purging of the flesh or the suffering to something that's going to benefit me? Because I feel comfortable in it. That's why. For now, until something happens. But I still won't be like, oh man, I can't. I've been knowing I should. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I didn't know. Just like when I was drinking, I know I shouldn't drink. I just still do it. And if something comes from it, you ain't gonna hear me honk because I know better. We say you know better, you do better. I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I went the gambit of, like I've been, in the funny farm, as they say a couple times. I got the typical Negro story. You know what I'm saying? I've been betrayed more times than I can remember. Cheated on. Backstab. You know what I'm saying? What else? You know what I'm saying? I have my own personal issues with confidence and decision making. You know what I'm saying? Abandonment issues. You know what I'm saying? All that. But now I don't know that stuff up. Now I'm more on the build part now. As I built myself up through the journey I had to walk. But my other main struggle is getting the hell out this country. If it's God's will, and it might be, maybe not yet. Because trust and believe, like I got a passport, I got dual citizenship in an African country. I'm trying to, situate my LLC. So like I can go there and produce. That's what I want to do. I don't want, like, people sell to, everybody got their own thing they do. I want to produce stuff that's pertinent to life. Like water, livestock, food. Be able to get like tangible skills like building, you know what I'm saying, repairing, things of that nature. But those hands-on skills don't really come natural to me. I'm more of the philosophizing, thinking, writing, reading type. I'm more of the philosopher, you know what I'm saying? Which is a double-edged sword because sometimes I know I can tend to overthink. That's why now I'm in this current state where whatever happens. I do what I can do. I do it to the best of my ability, as efficiently as I can, and I leave the rest to him in his time. Because during one period of my, like I tried everything to kind of, get functional while I was in, treatment or whatever the case may be, and when none of that stuff working. Actually, my plan don't never work. And to, put myself in a better position of like not needing people and so on and so forth. And so I just came to the epiphany. I said, man, I just gotta keep stepping every day, and I'll get out of it when he feel like letting me out. And then I got a glimpse of why it was like that, because the character was built in that. That's why I can say all the stuff I say now, because I went, like they say, suffering make you wise. Typically, me and wisdom don't go in the same sense, which is the application of knowledge. I don't get bamboozled. And let's say hypothetically I do, I just learn from it. It don't keep happening because I can't afford for it to keep happening. You see what I'm saying? Now, like, even like certain struggles I had when I was younger or prior to this, as I've evolved, I couldn't even tell you why I kept making the same mistake, other than I refused to take personal responsibility for it. And like I got a high pain threshold. So as soon as I'm out of the pain, I totally forgot that I went through that. That's why I think I be kind of mystifying, because people have seen me go through various struggles and addiction, homelessness, whatever. And as soon as I get out of it, you can't tell I went through it. It's not like it hold me. Even with all the stuff I said with, females or homeboys or whatever the case may be, I'm not like burnt or traumatized by that. It's just some stuff that happened, but it has no bearing on now. But I still use my experiences and apply wisdom to it to navigate now. Like I'll bring it to this point. America is an inverted society, right? Whether you believe it to be so or not. And I just find that as I find my own truths, right, or the way things should be done, it doesn't agree with how I want to rock. So I don't fool with it. And that's a great struggle as well, because I like to believe, and of course I'm speaking for me, and I like to generally assume other brothers are like this. You have a desire for, companionship, sex, intimacy, so on and so forth. But the way I'm set up in this culture, I see a lot of attractive women that I'm mentally and spiritually unattracted to, if that make any sense. You look great. I would woot the woot the woot to you. But if I have a conversation with you, in the back of my mind as I'm talking, I'm like, never mind. Because I view my life and my person as a business. My man Chris helped me with that. You're too much of a liability to take on the risk of the potential upside. And that's just what it is. And then is it, I analyze my own thoughts. What they call it, like metacognition, where you think about what you're thinking about. So I'm like, is this really true? And I've seen other brothers do it, but just because they do it don't mean I can do it, or should be doing it, or it's for me to do. But again, based on prior experience and knowledge, like, I have to be very diligent about who I deal with, because I don't know what it is about me, because I've never been no like super egotistical guy, or I've done my fair share of dirt, but then I just stopped doing it because I got a bad conscience. And I actually had better experiences or outcomes with women when I did them greasy, or when I ain't caring nothing about them, or I used them purposely. You see what I'm saying? When I actually, and even with homeboys, when I actually try to treat them or just play fair, you know what I mean? Somehow, and it's not really in this current like season of life, because I know how to cut stuff off. Again, like a company, you start, trimming the fat. But like I've saved people, and then they turn around and talk yin yang on me. Or, you know what I'm saying? I've tried to do right by female in the sense of like, I'm not gonna like exploit the vulnerability and weaknesses I see in you. And then they'll turn around and try to destroy me, yo. I've been through that I don't know how many times. And then when they can't do it, they mad with you. I just had a recent experience at the job like that. I wasn't dealing with them personally, but just in a leadership position. My spidey sense started telling me, I said, yo, I'm ready to exit stage left. Because all this like weird stuff was happening with my name. Like, I think these people were trying to set me up in here. Because they come to discover like I knew all their dirt, but like I don't do any dirt because I don't want to. So then they'll try to like, I don't know, humble you or bring you down. Yo, when I left and they couldn't run their move on me, like they started unfriending me and blocking me. I'm hearing other people saying, yang yang, this, that, and the third, and whoop, whoop, whoop. Not that I care. And I told her, I don't fool with y'all in real life. Now, during, or prior. So what did I lose? Like Dragonfly, who was that? Dragonfly Jones said, man, it was a pleasure for y'all to meet me. You can't name another nigga like me. But I know 1,000 people like y'all. That's how I was able to navigate it, not based on what you said, but by the behavior I seen y'all operating in. And I know where it's leading. So it's mystifying to people as to why you can sidestep shit. Or how'd you see that or perceive that? Because I wasn't caught up in the image you're portraying to people. And by a flip side of that, I notice people are taken back by just my raw authenticity and honesty. Right, we rock, that's what's up, you know what I'm saying? But we don't, that's what's up too. Like, I'm not basing my personal value based on whether people and it shows, haven't put in the work I put in internally, think about me. Your opinion don't matter. Not to me, it don't. And then these be the same individuals when some shit happened that I warned them about, telling me the story. Or what'll happen is, I'll say some shit like, yo, this right happened. Or don't do whatever. And then the shit happened. And then you get mad at me because I was right, or because I told you not to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hell wrong with these folk, man? Like, even when I was shucking and jiving, somebody tell me not to do something, you know what I'm saying? I do it, something come behind it. I'm not mad at them. I'm like, damn, yo, they were right. And then I just go ahead and deal with the consequence without all that crying and suffering, like Juvenile said. But the vast majority of my internal struggle is really in relation to the opposite sex. Because intellectually, I know these women aren't wives. Now, this is a blanket general statement. If it don't apply, let it fly. You see what I'm saying? But how can you say that? Or, there'll be these rebuttal arguments. And then I'll just show people in society. You just told me a story about whoop de whoop de whoop. But then you'll argue the point that then, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll use an argument to like negate my point that actually validates it. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no good men. Or something, I'll just use that as an example. Ain't no good men. You don't like good men. Because if you described to me all the dudes you dealt with, they wasn't good. You see what I'm saying? In the terms that you're using, you don't like good men. But then you'll say, ain't no good men out here, or all men ain't this. No, personal responsibility. The men you choose to deal with for whatever reason ain't nothing. So when we don't take personal responsibility for crap, this shit keep happening. Once I took personal responsibility for my mistake, even if I didn't have all the knowledge at the time, all that shit that was vexing to me stopped happening. You know what I'm saying? They say, like, and I know this to be true, if you do enough true internal work on yourself, you can see everything else clear. To the point where now I don't understand why you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But like I said, I'm ready to go up in here and Planet Fitness. And sometimes I don't even like going in here. Because I'm not like the creepazoid type, none of that type shit, right? But I'm going to go in here and it's going to be the yoga shorts, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man, so I can't help but to look. I would think I might as well just cut my own eyeballs out at this point. They doing all this, bending over, you see the monkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like I'm viewing this woman like that. I want to get to know her. Let me have a conversation, trying to understand who she is as a female human being. If I do approach, I'm approaching, in my humble opinion, for the wrong motive and purpose. I'm approaching because I see the yang and I want to see how I can get to that. So I feel like my motives and intentions are wrong. And since I feel like I know better, the onus is on me. You know what I'm saying? So I end up being like, I ain't gonna fool with them, You know what I'm saying? Cause I already know what I'm finna do. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm not the only brother feel like this. Like, I be saying stuff to brothers about, like, leaving, the proverbial modern black woman alone. And, of course, that's, like, revolutionary lifestyle, da-da-da. But now I had a couple homeboys come back, and some of them are Muslim, and say, yo, Cat, now I see what you're saying, yo. Man, I don't fool with them no more. I got me a white girl. And we might have whatever issue, but it's greatly better than dealing with Bonquisha. It's amazing how, like when I was younger, I envisioned having like a dark-skinned black woman, having like darker-skinned kids, so the roots and the DNA be real. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now I went from the pro-black Negro forming wisdom. I can't even fool with these women. Just like I seen Umar take a picture with Sukiyama. All right, you can have this blind loyalty to a race that ain't loyal to you, and see what happens. He just had a situation. I guess it was maybe a few months ago. He, uplifting the black woman, and she's the queen and the god, and then the queen and the god ran on the stage and disrupted his sweet potato when he was, lecturing or whatever he was doing. The same people you uplifting, the same people you defending, are destroying what you trying to do. And more oftentimes than not, because of this culture and how they programmed them, that's what ended up happening. I'm trying to think of how many brothers I know who have built a legacy with the black woman they've had kids by. Well, why? Well, here we go. It's the man fault. It's the whoop, the whoop. I mean, everybody got part to play in it. But who's really breaking up? Because the words say a wicked woman tear down her house, a righteous woman build up. So now what, we going to argue the word here? We're just gonna argue semantics to the point where it get us off the topic because we don't want to deal with it. Because in reality, we want to just continue on doing what we do, even though it's destroying us. Like I actually despise people like that. I've actually lost respect for the black woman. How it's no different than selling out or treason. How do I get some perks to destroy my own family and my own community? So I'm lifted up, but everything around me is an ash heap. That's like Jigga Man and all them selling people out so they can get some stats from me, you know what I'm saying? But everybody say you're a horrible human being, and the only thing you got to hang your hat on is some fake paper money and a status in somebody else's culture. This is what we doing, but they do it every day, B. And it's a vexing struggle, yo. Like I used to be out that like Black Panther mile, like let's come. I mean, and now we're going to do it anyway if we want to survive. But I like, you know what I'm saying? Let's come together. Let's help Miss Maybelline out. She ain't got no food. We in the street anyway. Ain't that what they did? Now these streets are just exploiting. I think what's the brother name? The Wesley Muhammad dude. He call them bully coons. You oppressed like everybody else, but you just oppressed the oppressed. But them niggas went to the oppressor. Them brother used to stand out in front of the courthouse with rifles. Ain't none of these tough talk niggas finna do none of that. Well, what about you, Kevin? I've done it my own way. From 18 to 25, I went to jail every year. I don't know how I didn't never go to prison. Now, mind you, I did this shit. And depending on what it was, I just plead, or I just tell people I did it. Which ended up getting me some grace, you know what I'm saying? Because, we got to go back. Man, I did that shit, man. But here's what I want to say, though. And I'll start talking about the whole motherfucking tar system. I already know I'm going to jail. But you going to feel me, though. What's that? I'm not your average Negro. I've had situations when I first left the country and moved to suburbia. My first adult charge, 2 days after I turned 18, I messed around out of reaction and broke the cop jaw. Now, of course, they put the monster mash on me. Ate that like a G. You know what I'm saying? But I was actually tripping because I'm like, yo, now my basketball career over with. Which was the only thing I dreamt about at the time. I'm going to get to college. I got enough talent. I can get to college. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with my life when I get that. But basketball going to be the vehicle. Once that was gone, what I'm going to do now? Go work for somebody? Go to the... See, and that's when I think the addiction and the using the coke kicked up, which then reciprocated more bad decisions, more negative consequences. And it took me years to get out of that. I just stopped going to jail. I said, man, let me stop breaking people law, yo. And I had a few little nicky-nack stuff. But I just quit going to jail. I'm like, man, this shit for the birds, yo. This shit ain't cool. And this was just county. I ain't talking about going to no prison. So I just stopped doing that. By the grace of God, and I hope these cigarettes like this. Some stuff I got to work at. Some stuff just fall off. Like I just stopped going to jail. It wasn't like what's the plan to stop going to jail? I just stopped. Or I would commit crime that I can handle. That like the basis of it, like an open container. And then when they roll, I just be man, I know, man, my bad, yo. Get the ticket going, get me another beer. You know what I'm saying? But all that swindling and all that type of running around with this one, no. That shit a failure. You learn from it. And I see a lot of brothers who've done like significant time come out and tell you, man, this ain't what you want, yo. That leads to me when I talked about in the last video, talking about how we defend dysfunction. Like I legitimize myself as a man because I've been to prison. But they don't tell you they got some pussy in there. They don't tell you how they was getting extorted or how they did go on dummy missions. You know what I'm saying? How they couldn't stand on, you know what I mean? They tell you all this glorifying shit. Yeah, D block, whoop, the whoop, the whoop. You know what I'm saying? But they don't tell you how the man made you spread your cheeks open. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell motherfucker the real game. Man, let's sit down there, kill the nigga, man. If it wasn't for the great, I should be dead. Shit, I was drunk one night, and this was kind of the precipice of my enlightenment. But you gotta get tore down first. I mess around, drinking one night with the homies. Wanted some chicken across the highway. I did it 1,000 times. Got hit by a car, broke my neck. And it was a long road back out of that. But he had to kind of humble me. He had to kind of break down what I thought was real. And I knew it wasn't real. I was just able to operate an illusion. And I get around to it until tomorrow may not come. You might be out of here, cuz. And that was a whole vexing. Shawty had passed away like 3 months prior. Now I can't do my job, I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? You start seeing shit out of your homeboy. You know what I'm saying? All these little statements they making. You know what I'm saying? Like, come to find out they were hating on you the whole time. Because in reality, by the way you behave and what they seen you do, they realize you're nothing like them. Even though I'm still shucking and jobbing. I've been through that all my life. Not that I care. Because I can stand on my own too. You know what I'm saying? I can think for myself. The average person can't. You know what I'm saying? So, not that I say I'm better than nobody, but I do see the benefit in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I don't work for nobody. And unless the work is personal, I'm not, man, no. I don't want to deal with the 9 to 5 calls, because I already know what's finna happen. I'm going to outwork everybody, not because I'm trying to, like, get pats on the back, but because that's the standard I impose on myself. So you might not like me, but my name good. I ain't got all that sucker duck shit attached to my name. Oh, he slept with my wife. Oh, he left me high and dry. All that shit done happened to me. And like that proverbial picture of the wolf with all the arrows in the back, but he's still marching proud. And then he help out the little wolf who got one wound. You know what I'm saying? But it's real in the battlefield, cuz. Trying to enlighten family members who you feel certain duty to, but they're caught up in the political matrix, or you know what I'm saying. But here's the tripping part: like all the stuff I done said and came true. So now, like I'm vindicated. So now they don't talk to me. Instead of just humming themselves like, "Damn, you was right. How you know that?" Or help me not to get bamboozled or woo 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 woo. They don't do none of that. So I just leave them be. Like my mind say, sometimes you plant the seed just like me, it might grow later on. You know what I'm saying? I still love them. But I love myself enough for you. I love myself enough to not be in close proximity to you for you to fade the kid. And I think that'd be part of it too. They can't fade me. How Scarface say, Brad Jordan got me looking in the mirror vaguely, but I can't see shit fade me. I done not been through it all, but I've been through enough to the point where it ain't changed me. Maybe changed me in the sense of wisdom and learning from my experiences, but I should be better. I should be sleep with everybody white. I should, since I'm the anti-bamboozlement president, I should be bamboozling people for my own purposes. But I don't do none of that, and it ain't in my heart to do that. I don't want to be known for that. It's enough of them out there. They don't need one more. that job description, that's filled up. You know what I'm saying? But man, I'm gonna get up off of here, man, try to get me some exercise in. Remind y'all, like my man, Thinking Man's Templar say, cover your set, because it's real in the battlefield.